Greetings, everybody. It's Morbid Persons coming to you live with breaking news. I am adding all Anons to this group. So, while we're going live, I got someone who I want to expose on the social media because they've been working for the government. And I don't know if they're on Facebook or anything, but you guys are more than welcome to look at this issue. But we got a lot going on at one time. Let's see here. All my family. All my Anons. Hello, Anonymous. This is Morbid Persons coming to you live. I got something that needs to be exposed. Okay, so I'll start out by saying this. Hannah Nicole Jones is an African American, basically leader, or whatever you want to call it. And she wants to go on a social media and say that black people have it so hard, that racism is looking like it was back in the 1950s. So, let me go ahead and put a little message here for you people that feel like blacks have it so hard in today's society. Hannah Nicole Jones, Anonymous is targeting you because of your corruption. Hannah Nicole Jones, you've been coming out here and you've been telling everybody on social media and you've been going on talk shows on TV and you were sitting here and telling people that African Americans have it so bad. People like you are the reason we have Black Lives Matter. People like you are the reason that black people feel insignificant. People like you are hired by the government to come in here and bring people down. Free our people. We are one race. Anonymous believes in one race. Your corruption and your lies have been beginning to get ridiculous. It's time the racism ends. The marches and the neo-Nazis and the Charlottesville events are going to keep happening unless people change. Unless people choose to stand up for what's right. Hannah Nicole Jones, I'm going to do whatever I can to target you and bring you down. You do owe an explanation to society on why you feel the need to come in here and defend black protesters and tell everybody why blacks have it so bad. Do you not know your history? Do you not know that whites were the first slaves? I understand that the 1950s were bad, but we're not in that era anymore. We are sitting here in 2017. You talk about blacks are targeted and there's so much racism in schools and that it's beginning to look like the 1970s. Are you kidding me? Who do you think you are? Who are you to make that judgment? Who's paying you to say that? You come on the opposition with Jordan Klepper to come on here and say this shit? Are you fucking kidding me? Who the fuck do you think you are? You think because you're black in the 1970s where you probably fucking grew up, where mommy and daddy fucking gave you whatever you want, and bought you a fucking little car so you drive around in your little fucking buggy going, meep, 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 meep. Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Meep, meep. So my problem with you is you want to come in here and say blacks have it so hard. But I understand it's a shitty world we live in. But when you have to go in and point out, well, blacks are not getting this, blacks are not getting that. Okay, let me tell you this. I want to tell you something. From a white person's standpoint, we don't have white lives matter. Of course, there's KKK members out there. I don't like that. I don't participate. I'm not a KKK member. I'm fucking anonymous. I come on here and pour my fucking heart out. And I represent a cause, an idea, because ideas are bulletproof. You come in here on social media, and you say, well, black people have it so hard. Okay, Jordan Klepper asked you why. Okay, well, because of white people. She specifically said, because of white people. And then Jordan Klepper intervened, and he says, well, you might want to give a little bit more detailed explanation. He said it jokingly, because it's a joke show on Comedy Central, so he said it a little bit more, okay. you might want to kind of reiterate, because the whole freaking world just fucking seen what you said. And she's like, oh, I'm just gonna fucking try to laugh a little bit. I'm just gonna try to fucking laugh this off. Bitch, you can't fucking laugh that off. Bitch, you can't fucking laugh at racism. Do you know how many people have died because of racism? I've lived in blacks and whites going at each other. I was homeless in Charlottesville. I fucking know what it's like. You don't know shit about racism, or what it's like being on the streets, eating from a fucking trash can. It looks like mommy and daddies give you whatever the fuck you want to come out and say what you want. You don't need to be speaking for no black people. I know I have plenty of black friends. I have plenty of black people out there that I call family anonymous. And they don't support this shit. You want to come in here on freaking talk shows and stuff, and you want to come in here and say, you got it so bad, blacks have it so bad. All you black people out there, look at what they're doing to you, look what they're doing to you. You are distorting the minds of the people. You are interfering and participating in the corruption. What if somebody came in here telling all the white people in here, whites, look what they're doing to you, watch what they're doing to you. It's going to cause racism conflict. That is not right. It's not your place to come on here and say that on live TV. Are you fucking kidding me? How the hell are you an African American literature writer or whatever? You know? That's what I don't fucking get. You know, and you know, I don't see my black friends running out there and apologizing for anything. If anything, their ancestors had went what they went through so they can have a successful life. Now we're reliving racism again? Have you people looked at why we're reliving racism? Look at people like this coming on here and fucking thinking it's funny to say that blacks have it so hard. We all have it hard. You want to come in here and say, oh, well, all blacks are from poor families in the ghetto and blah, blah, blah. No. There are whites in the ghetto too, of course. But along those lines with those black children, there are white children that are living in poor communities as well. Just to go, and just for you to come in here and say that is a blasphemy to America. You think it's fair for you to come in here and be the first to cast a stone at racism? I'm not going to come in here and say all blacks are racist, because they're not. Not all blacks are racist. I have black family out there. There are blacks out there when they see me, they show me at least respect and love, because they know that I'm against KKK. Because they know I'm against the Black Panthers. They know that I stand for one love. That's what I stand for. America, that's what you should stand for. People coming on here and doing this shit, it's not okay. So Hannah Nicole Jones, what you did tonight, you know, and this is November 6th, 2017, was a real spit in the face to America. People like you are the reason that good people die in places like Charlottesville. Because, of course, you're going to have blacks out there that think, oh, yeah, we do have it unfair. Oh, yeah, we do have to be more cautious about whites. Oh, yeah, we do have to be more cautious about Mexicans and stuff now. People like you are the reason that makes people second-guess themselves and stop trusting their gut instinct. That's not what America needs. It's not what the world needs. Racism needs to stop. Ideas need to formulate in the minds of the people. Your government is trying to turn you on each other. Do you not see it? They are paying people like Hannah Nicole Jones to come on the opposition on a Comedy Central show just to fucking tell you that blacks have it so hard. Just so that way they can hate whites some more. Are you kidding me? I know black people right now that are welding making $25 a fucking hour, dude. I know a black guy right now, he's currently making $45. He's an engineer running a fucking train in California. We call him Big Ray. He makes all kinds of fucking money. He ain't out here complaining. He didn't get no freaking high-level education. He got a little bit of training and went on about his life. I understand, whenever you grew up, things must have been different for you. But because things are different for you, don't mean that you get the answer for everybody else. You guys go in and out to these schools, because I remember this. You would come in and out to these schools, and you'd give all of us kids a freaking survey to fucking fill out. Oh, do you feel that you're being discriminated against, or this, that, and the other for your heritage? Are you fucking kidding me? If you quit talking about the shit. Of course you're going to need to put it in history books because it's a part of history. But there's a lesson to be learned from racism. There are lessons to be learned against cruel world. And the schools do not teach that. They want to teach irrelevant things to distract people from real life issues. You know? Now, in my time of growing up, I've seen a lot of racism. I've seen a lot of people die for fucking being one fucking race. I've heard gunshots go off because whites don't like the blacks, because I'm from down south. That shit happens all the fucking time. But see, in all of the gang members you'd have, they'd be more in the city area. But further out you go, into Kentucky, into the sticks, you're going to find blacks out there. And those blacks, they'd rather be left alone. And they believe in their 12 gauges just like the whites do. They believe in their moonshine just as well. There are blacks that live like whites, and there are whites that live like blacks. It has intertwined. I have nothing against blacks. Whites, the people that I fuck with in Anonymous, have nothing against blacks. Hell, there are black Anonymous members out there, for God's sakes, end this shit. You know, it's freaking disheartening to fucking see people like you coming on here fucking talking about racism and it's all whites' fault everything has happened. Why are you going to blame the whites for every bad thing that's ever happened? Why? Are you just trying to get an uproar started? Hannah Nicole Jones, this is not right. And this is infringing upon the peace. It goes against the cause. It goes against the good. And people like you are the reason racism is never going to stop. Racism has gotten a hell of a lot better since the 1960s. Look up your history. It was bad back then. You know? Fucking, of course, you're going to have your fair share of racist whites out there. There's racist blacks out there that don't like whites. Because they grew up in a very, very hard fucking place in their life where, you know, whites were evil to them. And same thing and vice versa. We've all had shit in our fucking life. These children are young. These children watch Comedy Central. They watch the episodes like Opposition. And they see you coming out here and saying blacks are treated unfair. So for a black African-American guy or a female to kind of sit there and watch the show and hear you talk, and basically what they're hearing you say is, whites are the blame for everything. Yeah, this one time when I was little, oh, well, this white person did this to me. Yeah, well, you know, maybe they threw a rock at my head. Or this white, you know, had sex to my sister, or cheated on me, or did something. Just as something to freaking, I don't know, something stupid. Just to fucking get somebody killed, dude. Shit's not fucking cool. You know, people are gonna keep getting killed over this racism shit. Because your government, and America's government, keeps bringing this fucking shit up. The more you freaking remind blacks of how miserable they are, and how bad they got it, and that whites are to blame for it, is the more they're going to keep attacking the white population. And eventually, you're going to have whites purging on blacks, and you're going to have blacks purging on whites. And the Mexicans are going to be involved in this too. Or whatever you fucking have a race out there. America, if you want a race war, you're going to get it. But when you send people like these African American literature writers, what is their purpose? I understand facts get lost in history because the 1700s isn't really so remembered, but the history books are out there. My ancestors were fucking slaves. They were beat by rich men. And they died. And they had migrated to America from Ireland. So that way I can live happy. So that way I could do something more with my life. So I didn't have to be binded or beat with chains and whips. Same for you blacks out there. Your ancestors come here to give you opportunity. In a land of opportunity. With peace and prosperity. And a little bit of hope in your life. So that way the generation after you and your children can live a good, healthy life. It is not meant for you to be poor. But things happen. If you're a poor family, raise your child to where they'll go to college. Or they'll do something good with their life. Or they'll use a skill. And they'll go far with it. Don't sit here and belittle, this is your fault, your fault, your fault. That's what cowards do. If somebody did something to you and they're white, okay, I can point out a million things that a black person's done to me when I was younger. Why should I? What's the fucking point? If you cut a black person, they're gonna bleed fucking red. If you cut me, I'm going to bleed fucking red. We are human beings, people. And when people come on here and say this shit, it's only corrupting each and every single one of you that much more. It's only causing each and more of you, every single one of you, to hate each other that much more. Because you believe, they're teaching you to hate each other. They want the blacks to believe the whites are the fault for all their problems. The whites have it all, but we don't. We're struggling just as much as anybody else. We want good jobs. Do you see me working a good fucking job right now? No. I know several of my brothers and sisters out there that's not working good jobs. Or they ain't got a lot of money. Or they ain't driving a freaking BMW around the fucking town. It's not just blacks. We're suffering in this too. We're all in this together. And that's not going to change, ever. But if you let them divide you and corrupt your minds that much more, you're going to start believing in this. Yeah, I can blame blacks for being racist. If a black person's fucking racist, that wasn't them. No, because that era is over. A new era has begun. Most of the older blacks back in the 1950s, 1940s, they're dying off. So the new generations are coming up. And they're if people keep bringing up the racism, they're going to keep believing, oh, well, because I'm black, I got this, I got the race card. No. We were just as much as beat as the blacks were. Oh, yes, it's true. Should be, just because the blacks were beat in a shorter amount of time, and, we were beat about 1,000 years ago, why does it matter in time? Why does it matter about how fucking long it's been? We were all slaves. We're still slaves. We're slaves to our own fucking government, for God's sakes, people. Are you not losing money every paycheck you get? Do you not see the corruption and the lies and it's happening right in front of your eyes? You are getting robbed on a daily basis. Your food is slowly killing you. These coming up generations need to know that we're human beings. That we have a purpose and a cause. And we have a call to life. So I invite you to stand up and rise against me. Rise against racism. We don't need KKK. We don't need Black Panthers. We don't need this person. Oh, I got it so bad. We all have it bad. We all have it bad. When I suffer, you suffer. We all suffer. But here's the thing. Here's the reality in America. You can choose to lay flat on your back and do nothing. And be binded in your own fucking chains. And not be able to do anything. Or you can rise above it. And you can suck that shit up. Get a good job. And try to live the best fucking life you can. In a sucky situation. It's not going to stop. Hannah Nicole Jones, you are corrupt. You are not helping blacks. You should be helping whites too. Not corrupting the blacks. And we have all this black history literature. It's important to know the black history, but what about the white history? What about the Mexican history? I'm a white and I want to know about the Mexican history. I want to know about that. I do look up on things, but I'm sure there's things that's left out. I like to know about other cultures. And I'm white. Why is this fair? We should all learn about each other. We're no different. You cut us, we bleed. Everybody bleeds. This has got to end. And little things like this are corrupting people. They're corrupting the younger generations to think that whites are bad. We are not bad. You know? And most of the Mexicans that I talk to and stuff from Mexico and stuff, Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. What of them? Yes, yes. You know, I ain't got a whole lot of hateful Mexicans towards me. But I know some of them, senoritas, they're a little bit like, you know what I mean? But you know, they're not bad people, man. Fucking, you know, we're being corrupted, dude. The children are being corrupted. The children of America are being corrupted to believe this crock of shit. And we're not gonna get anywhere if this keeps going. The racism bullshit's gotta fucking quit, man. Fucking, you know? When I see people like that, and black history, authors, and everything else, and I sit here and ask myself, what about the white history? What about what we represent? What about all of us races together? Let's talk about that. Not about how the whites beat blacks with whips and chains. We were beat with whips and chains as well. We're still fucking getting beat with whips and chains, just not in a physical aspect. Our own government's trying to fucking whack us every fucking day. And when they see us anons coming out there and exposing their asses, they get all freaking butthurt about it. Because we're putting them on blast. You know? So, you know, I think it's time that we fucking make a stand against this shit. So Hannah Nicole Jones, this is Anonymous's video to you. I advise you to quit. When I instantly seen her go live tonight on the opposition, it pissed me off. Because, why? And Jordan Klepper had asked her, why do you think blacks have it so bad these days? And this is what her words were. Because of whites. What's funny about that? Is that fucking funny? Is it fucking funny to tell blacks that whites are the problem? Is that fucking funny? Are you shitting me right now, dude? That's just asking for a war to happen. So, you guys tell me what you think. And fucking, you know, am I over-exaggerating? Am I fucking... Because I'm pissed. I'm irate about this. Whites are not to blame for all the fucking problems. We're people just like you. Blacks are people just like you. Mexicans are people just like you. We just come from different places. We've done different things. Anyway, that's my point of view on things. I love you guys, man. You guys be careful. We are anonymous. We are a legion. Do not forgive. Do not forget. Don't expect us. We're already here. Revolution is coming. Revolution is present.